This is the deepest analysis that shows that America has been watching Nigeria for a very long time. In fact, they have been compiling everything one after the other until the day that God caught all of us. Just watch from Don Azar.
A religious leader who hid over 262 Christians in his mosque from attacks in Yewa, who was pursuing this number of Christians. Where did this people don't know? They say they know past America. They don't know say Americans, they get a lot of intelligence reports. For me, you can't gaslight United States. They know what you think they don't know.
They just bought the line from the government that it wasn't really happening, and they bought the line from the U.S. State Department that this is nomadic tribesmen being forced to move from climate change. The Fulani are not really terrorists. Oh, the fact that they're Muslims got nothing to do with it. Because they're nomadic tribesmen, they're looking for other land. They're looking to go somewhere, and that's forcing them to clash with the Christian villages. Nonsense. That's absolute nonsense. That is just an example to you of how climate has been used as a scam. I mean, all of these systems that are being implemented that are so profoundly dishonest, they're systems of control. How do we control the people, control the information and the narrative, and then have that as cover to do whatever it is that we want to do, which, by the way, is to go into Christian villages and not only annihilate people.
Hello, you are welcome to this class. When people, they push deformation, make you no keep quiet. Make you also counter them with your truth, with what you know. If you keep silent, it no good. Now waiting at the battle since money be that. I enter Twitter. Now so they read many things. As if Trump talk say he won't fight Nigeria. As if Trump talk say now President Tinubu now they attack Nigerians. He only said fight the terrorists. People call they equate the terrorists to Nigerians. As if they say now President Tinubu now they attack everybody, or he thought say he won't fight against the people of Nigeria. I've never seen this type of things before. I never see her before. I say, my God, oh, wait a minute. Now he bring me on this class, okay? As you can see in this place, I said you cannot gaslight or deceive the Americans. They know more than you. They sabi pass you. That phone where they use, that WhatsApp, or it is say if you send message, nobody feel it down, they feel it down. That your Facebook, they feel check them. Upon say they say the information are encrypted, they feel see am. So you know feel like they sabi everything. Okay? The only way out is the truth. It is not PDP versus APC. This is not about gaslighting anybody. Try to silence person with propaganda, covering the truth. As you can see in this place, one of them na Festus Keyamo. This morning I enter Twitter, I see what he write. Make a summarize am. Now him be this. Did he log well? He the right Trump, A3 Donald Trump. See his defense. I will summarize am. One, he thought say he be Christian and human rights lawyer. He said he once received a US Global Human Rights Award. Okay, me say he cannot speak against humanity. He dey defend human rights. Okay, he said he will never serve in a government that kills Christians. This is my point. Did Trump say Tinubu dey kill Christians, my people? He just talk say they know they act the way they suppose act. They go dey change the narrative. I don't know who they want please. Not be only him, he dey everywhere. FFK, many of them. Who they want please. This is a good thing to drive. You twist the information, you drive it. Covering the original thing. This type of statement, they protect the terrorists. The man said, now terrorists why they kill both Christians and Muslims. Now I say make we attack. Tinubu appointed many Christians into key positions. I don't know when terrorists walk by people, whether they ask how many Christians Tinubu appoint. More security chiefs, other Tinubu are Christians. All these things what you see for here so, at the summarize so, what he write is like about 70% of what FFK wrote. If you go to FFK's Twitter page, now almost similar thing. Even the governors in the south and middle belt, they are Christians. Now this one, how they talk? People know they die. They know they fight people. It was a Tinubu's wife is a pastor in a major Pentecostal church. FFK also use this line. Tinubu's children are practicing Christians. FFK talk say Tinubu's son's friend share Bibles. Tinubu is a moderate Muslim who prays with pastors. Nigeria is a secular country with freedom of religion. Nobody disputed or disabled Trump's message. No talk about these things. Okay? Violence in Nigeria affects both Muslims and Christians equally. The killers are Boko Haram, X-Men, and cattle rustler, not government forces. Trump talk say na soldiers dey kill them. Trump talk say na soldiers dey kill Christians, or they are lukewarm about the ban of terrorists. Did he accuse Nigeria army? The insecurity was inherited from past administration. Tinubu no inherit subsidy, but he kill it the first day. Abi? Tinubu's government is making progress against insurgents. You dey teach America, they don't know. They don't know. America don't know. Even opposition politicians agree there is no targeted killing of Christians. Can you imagine? They say make them broaden their sources of information. Make them compare with Nigeria government instead of believing false report. US, they believe false reports. US, they believe false reports. US, where if you see your liver, I look at the OT, I say, I need to reply. I don't drop my reply for Twitter. I also drop am for Facebook. To check YouTube, you also did there. Go see what I write. Okay? I say there at FKAMU, I read through your piece here. That is the one he wrote to Donald Trump. You said your appointment as a Christian minister proves there is no persecution. But when bandit and Fulani militias attack villages in Benue, Plateau, Nasarawa, or South Kaduna, do they stop to ask if the Minister of Aviation is a Christian? Are asking, do they check the president's cabinet list before burning homes and killing farmers? The dead do not care who was appointed. Political appointments cannot replace justice for those who have been slaughtered. I mean the right, so I can't tell her. Donald Trump did not accuse President Tinubu of killing Christians. He did not. Because when you talk like this, people will not sabi, they go buy am. This one can bury the original mission of eliminating terrorists. There is nowhere in Trump's statement where he made such a claim. He only said that Christians are being killed in Nigeria. I call on the government to go after the killers. That is the same things Nigerians have been crying about for years. Abi, I continue. If Trump is saying the same thing that the citizens, pastors, and victims have been shouting for years, why respond with a long political essay instead of a plan of action? We are talking about lives here. Why not tell the world plainly that Nigeria has a problem? Tell them say we get problem, solution don't come. But the way you are putting it is wrong. Bring the solution, but we can do it ourselves. Bring the weapons, train us how to use them. It's better like that. There's a way to put things. You want to deny pata. So why don't they go America and go do training? Why don't they go there? They ask them, say, when I want to buy ammunition, against who? Why not have a problem and needs help to go after the killers, both Fulani militias and terrorist groups, killing people of all faiths? Why pretend that because the president's wife is a pastor and his children are Christian, the country has no crisis? This is not a family issue. This is a national tragedy. We know they talk about Bola Ahmed Tinubu's family here. Now, people like Nigerians, especially those in the Middle Belt, Kwara, and the rest of the country. You know that President Tinubu is a moderate Muslim who prays with pastors. That is fine. But being a moderate does not make the killings disappear. Okay? Quoting President family's faith to defend state inaction is meaningless. Nigeria needs leadership, not family testimony. This is not PDP versus APC. This is not about who supports or who opposes the president. This is about human lives. It is about farmers murdered on their lands, children born in their homes, and families forced to flee to IDP camps. Look at Benue, Plateau, Nasarawa, and South Kaduna. Every week brings a new attack. Even yesterday here, you saw it. Yellow Water, Benue, over 200 Christians were killed. Bokos and Bakiladi have become a mass graveyard. If there is no Christian genocide, what was Governor Oton crying about in Benue? What did President Tinubu go to Benue to do after the Yellow Water massacre? What did he go do for there? They no purpose for there. They don't do genocide for there. If there are no killings, why are Christian communities living like refugees in their own country, in IDP camps? They don't even go back to their houses. I never see this type of gaslighting. You completely denied the massacre of Christians. Wow. The U.S. Commission on International Religious Freedom and Amnesty International both report that Christian farming communities in the Middle Belt face repeated and organized attacks. These are not random crimes, but a clear pattern of targeted violence. A UK Parliament report recorded over 12,700 Christians killed and 7,900 abducted between 2019 and 2022. No be President Tinubu dey power this time. It no be dey. Na another person. When FFK dey cry, then no more dey cry because Buhari dey there or what? So they will not kill anybody that time, abi? na just dey shout that time. FFK, Reno, and the rest. When Buhari dey there, so no killing. So recent reports by Reuters and Guardian show that in 2025 alone, more than tens of Christians were massacred in Ilowata, Benue, while dozens were killed in Bokos and Bakin Ladin. Human Rights Watch confirms that such killings are coordinated, calculated, and often ignored. Okay, the evidence is overwhelming. Christians in Nigeria, middle belt, are being disproportionately targeted, and the violence is systemic, not equal. Okay, the truth is that there has been no political way to stop them. Each time Nigeria spreads out, government officials treat it as an attack on the government rather than a cry for help. Just like now, Trump is talking, say let's attack the terrorists. They rearrange them to look as if they are attacking the government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. People's life, we are talking about people's life. Even the terrorists, they will be gyrating for the way people are trying to attack America. You cannot come here, you cannot come here. There is no genocide. They are killing generally. The killing is normal. Killing babies that are sleeping. Some people are saying, now class, AK-47 versus ordinary hand or versus cutlass. AK-47 while you are sleeping. Now clash in your own community. Don't be saying you're going to meet for battlefield. Oh, Nigeria government. Every report, every video, every outcry is dismissed as propaganda. That is why nothing changes. The killers move freely because those in power prefer silence to truth. So when the world begin to notice, the government rushes to deny instead of act. Instead of them to act, they deny it. Because you of all people should remember that when the APC was in opposition, it ran to Washington DC to tell the Obama administration about the same genocide in the north. Other Goodluck Jonathan said they commit genocide against them. Even Bola Tinubu was tweeted about it. Back then, you called it genocide. So what changed? What did not change? When they hear more of the Painana, did the killing stop because you came to power? It stopped. If it stopped, what the FFK they cry about what Buhari did there? Reno Omokri and others. Or massacre, many massacres. Ooh, it don't stop. Or is it only called genocide when another party is in charge? Was genocide invented for Goodluck Jonathan? Or invented for PDP? Me, I don't understand. No be solution. Now one that time, I don't understand though. If your goal was honesty, your letter to Trump would have been short and sincere. You could have simply said that there are terrorist attacks affecting both Christians and Muslims, and that Nigeria needs help, intelligence, and technology to go after the killers. That would have shown leadership, not weakness. That would have shown truth, not propaganda. Nobody said Tinubu is killing Christians. The point is that he must do more to stop those who are killing Christians and Muslims. Because if the killings continue and the government keeps denying them, history will not remember who was the president. It will remember those who stay silent, those who even defended the killing systematically. That's what I'm saying. Nigeria does not need denial. Nigeria needs truth, accountability, and courage. Every time you deny the pain of your people, you give strength to those who kill them. And when that happens, the blood no longer cries only from the ground. It cries against those who refuse to hurt. This is not about politics, Mr. Keyamo. This is about truth. And no government can win peace by denying pain. It's not possible. It's not possible. What did these people don't know? They think say they know past America. They don't know say Americans, they get a lot of intelligence reports. They get people from Nigeria where they call them up and down. They give them info. Set like they everywhere. They see the movement. Listen to this.
There's one thing I don't just like to hear in Nigeria when they begin to say, oh, Trump has some misleading information and all these other blabs. We, the survivors, we, the witnesses, we were the ones who petitioned this matter. A lot of them in government, in the federal government, amongst many governors of the core north, amongst many traditional rulers, and the sponsors of this jihad. America did not so motto in law, that is on your own, on their own, stand up to say they are going to fight this issue in Nigeria. No, it is Nigerians that begged for help. I included. I wrote to Ted Cruz. I wrote to Senator James Langford, the senior senator from Oklahoma. They've been pursuing this even that week before Trump designated Nigeria, elevated Nigeria's status to that of a country of particular concern. He did that last Friday. On Tuesday, I already knew about it. But these people have more intel than even Nigerian government have themselves. I'm telling you because I've related with these people. Their intelligence, it is from these people that I even begin to know stories about Nigeria that I never knew. These people are the owners of the technology we use. Today you'll be talking to me, we will be talking straight away. You say, oh, let's talk on WhatsApp because you feel that you want to talk through an encrypted platform. But these are the people that own it. So it's not encrypted to them. You say, oh, let's talk through Facebook Messenger because it's encrypted. It's not encrypted to them. So me as a victim from Yerwata, my own land, my own ancestral land, they've been killing almost every week, every 2 weeks. The difference between what happened on June 13 and 14, the massacre of about 278 people, was because of just the sheer size, the sheer number. But we've lived with it for the past 10 years. That every week they will call, they will kill 10 of our people, they will kill 8, they will kill 13. And let me tell you the extent of government complicity in this.
You don't hear that so. Because there are a lot of data boys, appointment seekers, appointees, and others that will call terrorist sympathizers when they try to gaslight United States of America. They won't gaslight them. They want them to say, now they lie. Now don't get any intelligence report. People where find Osama, locate that where they. Person where know where they hide for inside rock. Go trace you. They know sabi. Okay. Continue. They talk as if the US said it will destroy Nigeria. The way they put as if we are coming to destroy Nigeria. Not that it will come to destroy the terrorists. When you could have simply welcomed the help and said, yes, we have this problem. Help us with intelligence, equipment, and support to fight these killers. Instead of coming yourself. You instead start doing propaganda and sounding like Gumi, just like here. So you can see.
The best thing now is for Nigeria to warn the president of America and tell him to retract his threats, because it's a direct threat, even ordering the Pentagon to be ready to attack Nigeria for what?
As if it say he will attack Nigeria. As if it say he will attack the people of the country. As if he say he's going to buy me, buy you, buy everybody. By joining everybody together, you are indirectly protecting the terrorists. That's what I'm saying. You are gaslighting USA indirectly. That is the meaning. That is a tactical support. You don't care about their atrocities. Okay? For me, you can't gaslight United States. They know what you think they don't know. You think by simply say no genocide without evidence to back it up, you can treat the truth. It's not possible. Here is just a small part of what they already know. See, listen.
There was no Truth Nigeria. There was no media organizations. And you know what was happening to those people? To Lawrence and Masara Kim and all of them? The journalists sitting in the big capital cities, the big cities and in the capital, who were taking the line from the government and didn't have the courage or the integrity or the professionalism or the character or the motivation to go to those frontline villages. They just bought the line from the government that it wasn't really happening, and they bought the line from the US State Department that this is nomadic tribesmen being forced to move from climate change. The Fulani are not really terrorists. Oh, the fact that they're Muslims got nothing to do with it. Because they're nomadic tribesmen, they're looking for other land. They're looking to go somewhere. You know, and that's forcing them to clash with the Christian villages. Nonsense. That's absolute nonsense. That is just an example to you of how climate has been used as a scam. I mean, it's not just fake, it's much worse than that. All of these systems that are being implemented that are so profoundly dishonest, they're systems of control. How do we control the people, control the information and the narrative, and then have that as cover to do whatever it is that we want to do? Which, by the way, is to go into Christian villages and not only annihilate people. I mean, in one of the recent attacks that Truth Nigeria has reported on, I mean, I was sitting down to dinner in my hometown in Texas one Friday night years ago. My husband was with me. It was when we were trying to get the Sound of Freedom was being blocked because people didn't want child trafficking to be a conversation everyone was having. And we were doing our best to help get that movie put out. And I got a video. I showed it to my husband as we sat down. He couldn't eat. And it was a young 18-year-old girl from Nigeria who was pulled from one of the villages. And as they were slicing off her head, they were digging her baby out of her tummy. And she was well advanced in pregnancy. That's the reality of what, you know, when you put those numbers up and you go before your colleagues in Congress and you put those numbers forward, that's what it means in human terms. I mean, Lawrence once was calling Doug and myself, he's sitting in the back of a meat wagon on the bodies of his friends and neighbors with malaria. Remember, after that he went out with malaria for weeks. I mean, these, the courage of the people who are on the front lines reporting this cannot be overstated. But the challenge that they face is that the media itself denies the reality that they see and report on with their own eyes and ears. I mean, that's without conscience. Honestly, I stand before all of you in the National Press Club of the United States of America, the most powerful free nation on earth, where we have First Amendment rights. And I mean, I cannot say strongly enough to the press corps, do your job. Do your job. Because we are supposed to be the inspiration and also the safety net for journalists everywhere. It is truly without conscience that you can witness the execution of people and have it denied because journalists are too lazy, too corrupt, too stupid, too cowardly to stand up and tell the truth. That is without conscience. And, you know, we have to stop being afraid of what people will say to us. We have to stop allowing those who tell the truth to be punished and those who lie to be rewarded.
Here, America, they know everything. Our journalists, they lazy. They know they go feed, go check. Now video call even carry and say go check that time. They know they go. They know. They know say suppression of information. Now they go on for this climb. They know. They know. Listen again.
We wanted to be an organization that tells the truth about what's happening in Nigeria, hence truthnigeria.com. I want to just kind of let everybody know and help you understand how Nigerian news works. If a Nigerian government official does not call for a news conference, the event did not exist. So in order for the narrative to get to the mainstream media, get picked up by Al Jazeera, get picked up by CNN, everything else, it comes from a Nigerian government source. From the very beginning, they determine the narrative. The reporters regurgitate the government narrative. We decided to be a voice and try to help change that paradigm and created Truth Nigeria to document what is actually happening. How many of you guys know that there were 10 Christians killed in Kaduna just the other day? How many of you know that there were 30 Christians killed in Plateau just a week ago? How many of you know that besides the 280 Christians that were killed in Yelawada on June 13th, we are now about over 500 Christians that have been killed total since Yelawada? No one knows. The media is not reporting it. Well, that's why we formed Truth Nigeria, to talk about what is going on. But also, what we pointed out in the documentary that I'd like everybody to realize is that Truth Nigeria had information that the attack on Yelawada was going to occur 3 weeks before the attack happened. Now, when we get a terror alert and we find information, we know attacks are going to occur, our method is we issue a terror alert on our website, truthnigeria.com, but we also immediately call the local authorities. We notify the Nigerian military, the DSS, the Nigerian government to let them know this is what we found out, this is our intelligence. Now, a day before the attack, we got word that there's movement happening. They are mobilizing, and they are coming for Yelawada. So the day before, our team notified the government, the local authorities, the army, the police, and said, hey, there's movement, they're coming, watch out. What happened? Absolutely nothing. The government stood by and did nothing, with advance warning, multiple times. In fact, there's a military FOB with soldiers that was less than a kilometer away while the attacks were going on, shooting warning shots in the air, but did not engage the terrorists as people were being burned to death, hacked to death with machetes, and being slaughtered.
You don't hear us, so they know these things. You can't confuse them. They Sabian. They be experts. They say Department of War. People they fight war every day. They know.
But you're in the Armed Services Committee. Would you support U.S. troops going into Nigeria?
No, you bet I would. 62,000 Christians killed in Nigeria. 100,000 killed in Africa, 18,000 churches burned. Now, there's a lot of evidence there, and that's probably an underestimate, John, but we cannot allow this to happen to people that can't defend themselves. It's just absolutely insane. If we need to get involved in something like this, President Trump could end that in a heartbeat. This wouldn't be like going into Russia or China or North Korea or Iran. This would be going and helping innocent people that would be able to take back over their country. It's a shame something like this happened, but we can't overlook it. We can't underestimate it.
Yes, so they know Nigeria, they know. People if you know where Iran's nuclear scientists they. You see that only Israel they do all those things, and they give them intelligence report, and they back them up. They know. Calm down. Stop showing stupidity online. Stop exposing your mumu, you data boys. Calm down. You can't confuse anybody. Even that platform where you use, they see everything, right? They know. Listen again.
What you have is a terrorist organization, particularly in the north in Nigeria, Boko Haram, that is literally burning churches, massacring people, torturing people, running them out of their homes to the tunes of tens, if not hundreds of thousands.
They know. They know. Listen to this man. It be like say this man know everywhere. He analyze everything as if he dey sleep for Nigeria. They know.
So the first thing is to just say it, to say what is happening, to say that the denials are wrong, to say that there is religious persecution, there is disproportionate targeting of Christians that is happening. It's a Christian is more likely to be killed in Nigeria than a Muslim by 5, 6, 7 times when you look at the populations. The Middle Belt is the area where the most persecution is happening, and that's where the most denials are. So we need more people. We need it'd be great to have more in the administration speaking out and saying those denials from the government, those are entirely wrong. This is happening right now. The country of particular concern designation, absolutely vital, because that's what's going to put pressure. You know, Nigeria, they value our economic relationship, they value the security assistance that we provide, and so, yeah, they should listen if we're saying, no, this is real, this is really happening, and I think that would go a long way. And then to follow up those specific points with action items and what we need to ask. Right now, the government of Nigeria has mostly focused on terrorism in the Northeast, which is very important. They've not really been winning that battle recently. There's been attacks on army camps over there from IS West Africa or Boko Haram, but that's where they've been focusing. They focused not one iota on the Middle Belt. They haven't focused that much on the Northwest. And so we need to tell them, you have to put those resources. When you get those early warnings, you need to go out and you need to find the terrorists and you need to defeat them. You have to return the IDPs. It's millions of IDPs that are sitting they're huddled together, thousands at a time, with horrible health care, horrible resources, and they're just waiting. They're not able to do anything. They're not able to build lives. They need to be brought back to their lands. They need to defeat the jihadists who've taken over their lands, make sure that's happening. And earlier, Congressman Walker mentioned some of the blasphemy laws. Nigeria has one of the worst blasphemy laws in the entire world. It's one of only 7 places in the world that you can be killed for, given the death penalty for alleged blasphemy against the Prophet Muhammad. That's outrageous. There's no reason they need to enforce that. They need to repeal that. And so pushing to make sure that happens. In Sokoto State, there was a young woman, Deborah Yakubu. She was a Christian student. This is May 2022. She was burned by 50 of her classmates, and they videoed it while they were shouting Allahu Akbar, and they put it all over the internet so that everybody would know what they meant. No one has been held accountable for that. Nobody is held accountable for these mob violence actions that happen again and again and again, and it's outrageous. And so we need to make sure that those things, those are the action items, those are the things that the government needs to do if they want to be removed from the CPC list, and if they want to have economic flourishing, if they want to have a good developing country. You can't have an economy when you have terrorists running rampant and burning villages all throughout your country, and especially in those agricultural areas that are the places feeding you. You have massive starvation in Nigeria right now because of these terrorists. It has to be put to a stop.
For this man, he said, Bashir Ahmad, I can't pretend or keep silent. I support the death penalty for blasphemy. That is my belief. And I do not, and I will never support, say, canine. See, a government official, 215, they talk this type of thing. They know. You can't go delete them. If it is good, why they delete them? You wrote it when it was convenient because Buhari 9-day power. You did say 8 years now forever. Don't go run delete them. Listen to this man. What did they talk? Then cruise.
In the first Trump term, President Trump designated Nigeria as a country of particular concern. That was the right thing to do. Unfortunately, Joe Biden came into office and immediately unwound that, removed them from the list, removed pressures, removed sanctions, and basically turned a blind eye while radical Islamic terrorists slaughtered Christians. When President Trump was reelected this second time, I've been leading the effort, urging the president to designate Nigeria as a country of particular concern. Last Friday, the president did so. I'm very grateful that President Trump did so. It's the right thing to do. I've also introduced legislation that would impose targeted sanctions on the particular government officials who are responsible for looking the other way, responsible for facilitating or condoning this mass slaughter. And specifically, 12 state governments within Nigeria enforce Sharia law and enforce blasphemy laws. And the federal government also criminalizes blasphemy nationwide. These laws are used to persecute Christians, and these government officials are complicit in the mass murder. So I'm urging the White House and the administration to use our sanctioning tools to target and to incentivize these government officials to stop the mass murder that is occurring in Nigeria.
You hear them, so they know all of us. I want to ask you, you won't tell me say America no see this tweet, they don't see this picture. Now Buhari post am among the recipients of the 2022 National Honors Awards, which are presented yesterday, is Imam Abdullahi Abubakar, a religious leader who hid over 262 Christians in his mosque from attacks in Yewa Gidi Akwati village, Plateau State, an inspiring example of religious tolerance. Who was pursuing this number of Christians? What about the other ones where e no fit accommodate finish? Others who couldn't make it to a small scale, who attack them? You say they don't know? Stop disgracing yourself internationally. People, stop. They know. Christians. That is, I mean Christians pursuing them for no reason because of this. He hid them in his mosque. They know. This is not political party. No, this is not campaign. We are talking about lives. They know. Look at this. You want time you say they don't see this? You know, if you not carry on a body, go meet the report Nigeria. Where Goodluck did there that time? This is John Kelly. APC. That time, there was genocide. Now, you don't die. Okay, continue. You want time you say Americans, they don't see this tweet? The slaughtering of Christian worshippers is strongly condemnable. It calls to question the competence of Jonathan to protect Nigeria. So it has been there. It's not about Tinubu. Don't they there? Say it don't stop now. How? For Benue? For Niger? For Nasarawa? For Plateau? For Taraba? Even devil go to learn where you dey. Listen to this one.
In fact, in 2014, Nigerian opposition party, then the APC, were in the White House seeking for the same help on the same Christian genocide as a fallout of the Chibok girls. This is established. The second thing again is that even most recently we acquired $346 million worth of weaponry from the US, and we are trying to send our military personnel to go and train as a factor of diplomatic relationship between Nigeria and the US. And US has been consistently, in addition to other partners, listed as supporting countries to help us in eradication of terrorism. And don't forget, it is a United Nations Convention on Counterterrorism that empowers the United States to become the global front or focal point in fighting against terrorism. And wherever a word terrorism was defined in a given area, that means US have right to protect. They call it the responsibility to protect R2P. They have right to invoke that R2P to get into that country and destroy that terrorism. Yeah. So what we should show in our own case in Nigeria is that we should show commitment and willingness to partner to eliminate the threat of terrorism, not completely condemn a hand that is coming to help us and then put a motion forward. We can negotiate with them. We can tell them, give us the weapons responsibly. We can discuss with them and acknowledge that this genocide is taking place. Yes, they say Christian genocide. Now we can justify to them that, look, it's not only genocide, it's not only Christians, Muslims also are affected.
But do you agree with the categorization that it's a genocide?
I actually, when I look at the damages, when you look at the total number of the people that have been killed over time in Nigeria, and they are killed defenseless in villages, sleeping in their homes, then what can you call this, for God's sake?
You think it's a genocide?
I think it's actually pure genocide, because you just come and kill people, just like that. And this thing has been happening. Several villages in Katsina destroyed. Several villages in Sokoto gone. Several villages in Zamfara.
You know, sir, for him to agree that a genocide, somebody thought say he said they don't give an appointment. If I thought say no genocide, you want time he say they don't see this tweet. He see the collector from his adult this morning. The genocide that took place in Yelewata village, Guma local government, Benue State, on the 9th of June 13th is barbaric as stands condemned. Femi Fani-Kayode, where they talk say no genocide again. Now tweet her, show the picture of women where they they shout, they mourn, they cry. No more genocide. How you they sleep, bro? How you they wake up? Because no be your brother, no be your sister, no be your village. How you they sleep? Cho? Even devil go dey fear self. Wetin our president go do for Benue if there is no buying of Christian? In one time he say they no see this bloodbath in Taraba. Adamawa 50 kid. He tweeted this 2018. There were yet another case of mass murder, ethnic cleansing, FFK. A genocide in Taraba and Adamawa state yesterday. Over 50 innocent and defenseless men, women and children from indigenous Christian communities. Indigenous Christian communities were slaughtered in cold blood in their homes by Fulani terrorists. if una no want make they do this like this type of video, make una know they lie, una better no talk. As long as una go continue to push misinformation, people go continue to dey counter una. Na true, because all of us must live. They no force anybody make them born out for Nigeria. We are happy to I'm in Nigeria, so since we're already here, we go work it out together. Okay, if you don't want this type of analysis, showing you facts, stop lying. Now they prompt this type of videos. Stop denying. Data boys, stop. This is here. They buy Muslim too. Go to Kwara, go to Zamfara. They buy them. We know. But the one way they deny say there's no genocide against Christian, they lie. Femi Fani-Kayode, he own now unlimited where they tweet against Buhari that time. They tweet. See, this Christian student, in they tweet. You want time say USA, they never see all this information. Now they don't see no genocide. Are you crazy? Trump is a liar. Trump is this. Yes. Is this how they talk to children? They have embassy in Nigeria, one of the most sophisticated building in the whole country. You know what they decide? They monitor your belly. Okay, so continue to deceive yourself. If they don't go come Nigeria, now because they no will come, or because our government don't take action. You say now because of say you dey lie to yourself. This is you lie to them, you are wasting your time. You shall know the truth, and the truth will set you free. That is the only way out. What do you think? Drop up a comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Thank you.